featured speaker. That is Holly. She is giving a speech out of her innovative planning pathway, and this is research and presenting. The goals of this project is to research and present an unfamiliar topic, organize the speech clearly to maximize audience interest, understand and craft the speech, and then with engaging transitions between main sections of the speech, and to cite sources if based on where she got the research. She is going to give a speech, and her speech is entitled My Time in New Zealand and Semantics. Please help me welcome Holly Bowers.
Well, thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I think how this little old American got stuck down in New Zealand for 8 whole months. So that's my citation of 1. It was me, no books needed. I immersed myself. So most of you know that I was down there doing research for my work. Well, then we were doing that for about 2 months, and then SHIT hit the fan. And I had to make a quick decision on if I wanted to stay down under or come back up here. And as you can imagine, it was a very easy decision to stay down there. And that's what I did. And you'd think getting stuck in an English-speaking country would be easy and you wouldn't have anything that was going to mess you up. Well, let me tell you, I'm here to tell you, actually, I survived, but by the skin of my teeth, because there are some things down there they say that are awfully dang weird. And some of those things I've brought back with me, and some of them I've left down there. But first of all, if you're ever visiting down in New Zealand and you get invited for tea, you need to ask them if it's going to be tea, as in sweet tea, biscuits, cookies, or if it's going to be tea, because it actually means dinner. So I heard a bad story about an English couple who went out to dinner before their tea, and they got there thinking they were going to have some cookies, and lo and behold, they had a whole nother dinner to eat. Luckily, that didn't happen to me, so all's good. But there are some fun words that I thought I'd bring back, and one of those I'd like y'all to start using is the word cheeky. And I first learned that when the fantail birds started coming in and flying all around my head and beep, 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 beep. And I just thought they were cuddly, and my host said, well, they're quite cheeky. I also like the term, put the jug on and sit down for a cuppa. Here we say, okay, you want a cup of tea? Here you go. Here's a disposable cup. Out the door you go. I don't care, right? So put the jug on. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have a cuppa with you. We're going to, sit around the table and have a little conversation. Sounds much nicer than what we do around here. The other term I like is flat out. Now, I made the mistake of using that in the wrong sense. I thought that meant when you were hungover. My host said the day after he had a big party, he was flat out. But no, flat out means that you are so dang busy, you can't fit anything else into your schedule. So you are just completely flat out. And I'd like to use that. One word I won't bring back with me, or haven't brought back with me, is the word tramping. I was actually introduced to this the first time I was in New Zealand back in the early 2000s. And I met a Welsh boy, and we went traveling around, and he told me to put on my jumper and we were going to go tramping. And I had to tell him that in my world, that meant we were putting on a little girl's dress and going out and standing on the street corner. So they use the word tramping for hiking. So just be aware if you go down there for some outdoor activities. The other word that they use kind of out of context is the word naughty. One day my coworker said to me, she said, so-and-so's being naughty. And this was one of our other coworkers. And I thought, where I come from, naughty kind of means there's something, maybe a little sexual connotation going on there. She said, no, he just didn't read my email. He didn't respond. That's all. I thought that was a little odd to use such a strong word for somebody who didn't read your email. The other thing that I won't be bringing back is the word flick. Everybody flicks emails. I'm going to flick you an email, flick you an email, flick me an email. I don't like that. I just like the old, let's forward our emails and keep things simple. So that was my time in New Zealand as an American bumpkin for 8 months. And those are some of the words that I did like and that I didn't like. This was supposed to be all about words, but I do want to warn you that they don't really eat pretzels down there either. So it took me several tries to find pretzels at the grocery store because they have one kind and they're little tiny twists and they're salted. So if you like sticks or the big ones or the logs or anything else, don't visit. So in conclusion, you know, it's one thing to read about a place and think you know it, but until you go and spend time there, know what it's like. So just go immerse yourself. And I still see I have an avocado. So my avocado is green. So before it turns colors, I will sign off. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Great job, Holly. That was amazing.